Okay, tips, heading to the garage to open up my fridge and get out my mealworms. So tips to let your mealworms last longer. This one has 1,000 mealworms. This one has 500, and it looks like we sold out all of our hundreds recently. But the way you can get your mealworms to last longer, you guys, if you order especially big ones like this, these will last in your refrigerator if you put them in a cool refrigerator, not in the coldest part, but in about 45 to 50 degrees. We find the door works really well. Go ahead and put them in the refrigerator, let them kind of hibernate. And that's exactly what they do. They go kind of dormant, and it stops them from pupating and making into the dartling beetles. And so you don't see any pupa. And then once a week though, they need to eat. We grab them out, we let them thaw, especially if it's warm outside. We let them thaw here, warm up, get hungry, and feed them for a 24-hour period. Then we're gonna put them right back in here for another week, and that will make them last up to 6 weeks, you guys. Isn't that awesome? Now that I have them all in my little easy little tote to carry in, I'm gonna take these inside my house, and we're going to cut up some vegetables to go ahead and feed these guys as they start waking up. Let's go. Okay guys, something real simple that mealworms and superworms really love to eat that is good for them is some freshly peeled, organic is better if you can afford that, but freshly peeled carrots and washed. And then also with the potatoes, get some little baby red potatoes, some white potatoes, and we're gonna cut these up and we're gonna get them ready. As these guys, I'm gonna take all their lids off and they're gonna start warming up nice and ready to eat. So let's do this. So the next step that I'm going to do is that these have been out for a little bit. I can tell they're starting to wake up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through each one of these because I have specifically counted and weighed these to make sure there's a proper number. And so before I put any food in these bowls, I'm going to go through with my tongs and I'm going to look for any pupa, because even though I'm putting them in the refrigerator in hopes that they don't pupate, it's not 100% guarantee. It does slow it down a whole lot, but every now and then I might find, you know, 1 or 2 in here. And if you guys order some from us at mightydubiafeeders.com, in Houston we're on Craigslist, but if you do order some and you see some, don't worry. You can still feed those, you know, to your reptiles or whatever animal that you have. Let me see, is this one right here? Nope, that's not one. I'm actually not seeing any in here. That's pretty good. I was hoping to find one though so that I could show you guys what it looks like, but I'm not seeing it. But I'm gonna go through very carefully because here at Mighty Dubia Feeders, we wanna make sure that you guys are happy with your order, that you're getting what you're paying for, and we take a lot of pride in that. So it's my job to kind of dig through here and make sure with a fine-tooth comb that nothing is anything other than what you're expecting. And so what happens, I haven't found one yet, but what happens is I get one of my breeding trays and I will go ahead and exchange, you know, if I have a pupa or 2 or whatever in one, I'll go ahead and take them out, and then I will put in a fresh mealworm or, you know, whatever to replace it from this breeder one. So you can see I have thousands upon thousands in here. I don't even know if you can see them all, but this is just one of many. We have so many, and these are getting to that point where I'm gonna start taking them out, counting them, weighing them, and putting them in these cups to sell. And so if you are in need of any of our mealworms or dubia, please contact us. We are not only on YouTube, but we're also on Instagram by our name. And we are also on Craigslist in Houston and our website, which is mightydubiafeeders.com. Okay, now we're gonna cut up these vegetables for these mealworms. What I'm doing is just basically cutting these into these little round pieces like this. Nothing outrageous that you have to do with these. No special wrong or right way to do them. But this is what we find helpful, that you want to just kind of cut it up for them so that they have better access, because they are worms and worms can get into pretty much anything and eat the way they want to eat. But we just find that feeding them, because you only have a 24-hour period before you have to put them back into the dormancy phase so that they can last longer. And this just helps them to eat faster, in my opinion. So I'm gonna do these with quite a few of these, and I'm gonna also do my potatoes. I'll show you how I do those. I cut them in half and in half. So I'll put them in there like this. And you don't want it to be too small of a potato, because you do want it to be easier to take out. So you do want to get a little bit of the good sized potatoes here, like this size, and cut them in half. And then the little red ones, the red potatoes, are a little bit smaller, of course, and those are okay too. But I don't do like the halves of those. I just cut them in half. I don't like do 4 pieces. The smaller it is, I just cut it in half. You want to make sure that there's no mold on your pieces. You want to make sure that it's something that's edible, that you would be eating. And I'm not sure if I mentioned this yet, but if you can't afford to, the only reason I say is to try to get organic if you can, just because of the pesticides that certain farmers will use. Obviously, they're meant to kill pests and worms, and so you don't want to use those. It's just less of a chance when they're organic like that, for not having the pesticides on them. If you want to, you can go ahead and cut the bigger circles of carrots in half, just so that's a little bit easier. And so now I'm gonna feed these guys. I started to go ahead and start filling up and feeding some of these guys because they started to wake up. I got my bowl right here of these potatoes and carrots, and I just wanted to show you real quick. I did take out a pupa that I saw in one of them. And so if you see one of these guys in your, if you order one of these cups from us, you may see these. Hopefully not. I try everything I can in my power to prevent it. But hey, these guys are just fine to feed to your bearded dragon or whatever reptile. It's totally fine. And what I did is I just got another one of these mealworms, a nice big one, and I traded it out for where I had taken it out, which it was out of this one. So as you can see, they're waking up and they're starting to eat the potatoes and the carrots, and they're like, hungry, feed me, feed me. So that's what I'm gonna do. Usually just put about 2 of the white. There's no wrong or right way. Just, I like to do different kind of potatoes in each one, and a few carrots in each one. Because in these big bowls, there's 1,000 worms, so there's a lot in there that are hungry. And these smaller ones, these have 500. But we do sell these mealworms from 100 count all the way to 20,000 count. So if you've got chickens or anything like that, you've got a lot of, we have a customer that just bought a whole bunch of stuff from us. He bought a couple of Dubia roach colonies. Oh, here's another, I see another pupa. So here's a perfect example. I see you. See him? So just take it in there and exchange it for a nice mealworm. See that guy? And I just put him right back where I took that one out. So it's nice and even. But anywho, yeah, he just bought, his name's John. We're so grateful for John. He just bought a few colonies of Dubia roaches from us. And he has 5, I believe, different reptiles and multiple snakes. They are big time reptile lovers, as you can tell. I don't even have 5, but I want 5 different ones. I definitely do, but you know, I have to wait on money. You know, that's kind of important too. So I'm gonna get back on over there to get the rest of my stuff, and I'm gonna go ahead and finish feeding these guys. Hey, I hope you guys enjoy this for day. This one here, I'm just gonna get out these old ones here, but that's kind of what they do as they start eating all this out. I wish I had one to show you where it was completely eaten all the way out, but oh yeah, I do. Here we go. See what they do? That's basically what they do. All of it out of there. Basically, there's nothing left. But I'm gonna go ahead and, because I'm in the habit of just taking, if it's soft and lumpy like this, I don't want it to get moldy. I don't think that's mold, but I still don't, I want to be on the safe side and get them out of here. And I just went ahead and put some shredded carrots in here not too long ago. But all right, I hope you guys enjoyed this little video. You can do this if you order mealworms from us or anyone else. You can make these things last for such a long time. You can get it yourself and buy in bulk and really just, you know, make them last for up to 6 weeks in your refrigerator. I'm not sure if many of you guys know that. And that is just part of something that we've learned from just breeding these mealworms. So I hope that's a helpful tip for you guys. You guys have a very blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.